beautiful. I find resting incredibly difficult.
And finding an audiobook to go with it.
I get so lucky now. It's just so hard to balance these things. Just walking fast spikes my heart rate so. I love the bright orange. Look how beautiful. I mentioned to you in my last vlog that this week Andrew and I were meant to be going to see Hone play at the Roundhouse in London, and that was due to be tonight, but unfortunately I am very exhausted. I'm not quite sure why, and I'm trying not to focus on the why. There are a multitude of reasons why. I'm trying to focus on listening to my body. It's very hard. I find resting incredibly difficult. I find the act of needing to rest so much and, you know, not being able to do so many things because of my energy levels actually quite traumatic. Like, I find that my brain just wants to shut off, to like numb out all of the feelings that come along with having to face the fact that I have to pace myself so much. Anyway, I don't want to give a whole sermon on my health and why it's hard, because we all know this to be the case. I'm sure many of you struggle with the same thing, but it's just the reality of my day to day. So I had therapy today, and my therapist, well, I'd already decided not to go to the Home concert, but my therapist was like, yes, definitely a good decision. And we looked at the rest of my week and we cancelled a few more things and shifted things around. And I feel better now for having the space to not feel the pressure of other things. One of the things that I do on therapy days is I go and I get myself a nice hot drink, and then I sit under my weighted blanket. Today I got a decaf skinny, not that skinny is relevant for anything other than I prefer the taste, decaf skinny mocha. I've really got back into mochas. One thing I have been meaning to do, and it would be very restful, is to listen to an audiobook at the same time as reading. So I think I'll try that now, because with ADHD I find it very difficult to focus on reading, and I'm not too sure, but I think it could help to listen to the audiobook at the same time as I'm reading. So maybe we'll try that together now. But anyway, first off, taste test. That's really good.
Okay, I have the book Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Loved the movie, but never made it through the book as a young person. So I'm going to try reading this now and finding an audiobook to go with it.
I can't pretend that it will remain this way, but I have read 8 pages, which is more than I can say I've read in the last year whilst listening to this audiobook. I am listening to the audiobook on 1.7 and it's almost too slow still, so I might go up another maybe to 2 times, but I'm enjoying it. I watched Sense and Sensibility when we were on holiday in Wales, so it also helps to like have the film in mind so that I can keep track of the characters, because like details in books just go in one ear and out the other. I will never get over the fact sometimes he just paws me and asks for me to hold his hand like this. I mean, really? How did I get so lucky, Alf? I've just had a message on Gumtree saying someone wants to collect this beautiful bookcase, so I'm going to prepare it for them now. body. This isn't restful. My heart rate today, I've said to myself, cannot get higher than X amount, because that's my calculated like pacing amount. It hasn't. And as long as I'm in that range and I'm just doing a little bits at a time, I'm obviously allowing myself to move if I do feel like I need to move. It's just so hard to balance these things, you know? Andrew is taking Alfie to get his hair cut this morning, so he'll come back looking like a little rat. I'm seeing if I can do the pacing thing with walking to the gym and doing my Pilates. So far so good, but I'm definitely walking a lot slower than I usually would because walking fast spikes my heart rate so much. I've just been reading through you girls' sweet comments on my videos and really appreciate you being here and watching, so thank you. I'm that weirdo that stops to just stare at the sun, not look directly into it, but let the sun hit me for a few minutes. I don't want to go into too much detail about the ongoing issues I'm having with fatigue, because I personally don't know the answers yet, and I'm in the process of trying to figure it all out with my doctors. But I also am loath to stop making these videos because this is at this point feeling like such a lifeline for me as an individual, as a human. I have been forced to give up so many things in my life over the last 3 years. Whilst I understand the need for those losses, emotionally it can weigh heavy on me, and there's one thing that I'm not willing to give up, and that is one kind of creative outlet. Videos have always been the thing since I was a child that I used to make that made me feel connected to the world somehow. I can't explain it, it just does. Anyway, whilst I did make it through my workout session yesterday morning, when I got back I crashed and spent the day just in awful pain, so I don't think that I'm going to be able to go to the gym at the moment. I'm going to have to rein back on that. I'm going to have to stop doing the daily walks and Pilates sessions that I usually do, which is so sad because I love it and I know that it helps me both mentally and physically, but energy wise I just can't do it. I can't keep crashing like this. It's not good for me. So I've decided to get a resistance band to be able to do Pilates at home instead of having to go to the gym to do it, which will at least cut down on a bit of energy required to get to the gym. And I still need to walk my dog, but it'll have to be walks that are shorter, or otherwise me standing still and throwing sticks and balls for him for a while. I'm finding the difficulty with managing chronic illness that I don't understand yet is that I can only respond to the symptoms that I have, and often they're delayed. I'm getting blood tests, I'm getting thyroid tests, I'm trying to get a sleep apnea test. I'm asking them to take seriously the possibility of PMDD, long COVID, CFS, ME. But whilst I wait and hope that someone can help me untangle all of those things, I don't really have any answers, and I just have to continually respond to the changing symptoms that I have. And lately, since I went to a boxing class a few weeks ago, it is clear to me that I am in some sort of energy crash and that I need to take rest incredibly seriously. So that's going to have to be what I do over the next few weeks. Before this happened, I was in the process of slowly working out how to sell the bendy bangle that I have had manufactured. I'm going to have to put that on pause, I think, or at least just take it incredibly slowly and just hope that when it is ready to go, people who need it and want it are still able to find me on the internet somewhere in order to buy it. My favourite shoes are Vehas, and my current ones are completely dead, so I found some second-hand but relatively new looking ones from Vinted. Perfect! They've barely been worn. I think these might be the men's ones, but they're my size, so I don't care. I think I got these for 15, 20 pounds. Original ones are like 140. looking. Give me a look. Yeah. So I usually have one pair for like day to day, and then another pair for slightly more smarter occasions to keep them clean. So these will be perfect for smarter occasions. I love the bright orange and blue combo. And these again are really new. You can always tell with vases that they're old because they get worn at the heels really easily. Super happy with those.